Oh, there's several of these mounds laying around the thousand-acre woods of Whiting. Um, Maybe you roam through the woods, you might find some too. So we're going to visit a couple of them and talk about our trolls. We're just outside of the burial ground, the Lenny Lenapes, at the end of Newark Avenue here in that thousand-acre woods of Whiting. And behind me is one of them. Uh, got several. Sometimes they have these little rings around them as well. Sometimes the mounds come in threes. Most of the time, yeah, in the graveyard over there, it's the opposite. They're like little dimples in the ground. Here's our mound. We're going to tell you a little bit about Scandinavian mythology. Look over here. Maybe it's one of the Bergfolk's homes. Now remember, trolls are anything that's magical within Scandinavian mythology. The Draugrs, the Jotuns, the gods, all trolls. To talk about a particular type of troll, the Bergfolks. The Bergfolks, they're kind of like the the Tuatha in Ireland. They're the people of the mounds. They are at places where it's in between two places. Between life, between death, and a burial hall. Or maybe at crossroads where maybe one road or another one was going to change the course of your life. Now, the bird folk, a little bit different than the She. The She brought the arts and scientists, metallurgy, music, poetry to humans. The bird folk, they're just little helpers that will do you great wonders if you treat them kindly. The bird folk also will make farm implements for your tools. All you have to do is ask for them to be made at the mound, come back the next day, and they'll be there waiting for you. But never insult them by bringing those tools to a regular human blacksmith to be repaired, because they'll just turn to ash and leaves. So just place your broken tools on the mound where you received them in the first place, and by morning they will fix them for you. Now, if you venture inside a mound, you see a pile of leaves inside a treasure chest. Might do you some good to actually grab a handful of it and put it in your pocket. Once you get home, you know what? Those leaves might just turn into a little pot of gold for yourself. Now behind me is one of the largest burial mounds that the Lenny Lenapes have left behind at the thousand-acre woods here. Unfortunately, the top 3 feet of it is missing. They've taken it off and created a fire pit inside their mound. There's a nice ring that still goes around. It's probably the biggest and deepest ring I've found around one of their burials. But if they're anything like the Norse, you got to be careful. You don't want to dig into the wrong mound. You might not find Bergfolk. You might come across a Draugr. No, not those. Not the zombies. When they die, they're just as intelligent as they were during life. And if they've been in our house for a couple hundred years, they're probably a little bit smarter. So I want to go around digging into a Norse mound. You don't want to deal with their zombies. Not that good. So leave their swords and their burial goods around. Just leave them alone. Leave them alone. Hopefully the Lenny Lenape wasn't as angry as the Norse when you dig up their grave. Because this was one really nice, impressive mound at one time. Usually the Bergfolk are quite friendly sort of people, but you do have to be careful during Midsummer Eve. They really get a head full of meat at that time. And if you're a fiddler and you're walking by, they'll make your fiddle dumb. They might even bring you into the party. It doesn't mean you might ever go home. And if you're walking by, they might invite you to their party as well. But the problem is, you might have so much fun, you might dance yourself to death. They really don't understand the limitations of humanity. And when they raise the roof, they really raise the roof. They lift the top of the mound off, and it floats overhead the party until the party is done. And now we're done. Hope you come back weekly to check out our Trollheim stories at Salem House Press. And until next time, may the Bergfolk treat you well.